Welcome back to Living Local. I'm so excited today. We have Mary Alice Monroe, one of my favorite authors, but also one of my favorite people here in the Low Country. Mary Alice, thank you so much for joining us today.
Ashley, you call and I'll come. That's just the way it is. I love to come to talk to you.
I love to hear that. And today we have a lot to talk about. We're talking about your new book, On Ocean Boulevard. There you have it right there.
I call it the whoop. Arms up.
How excited are you about it? Obviously, you're very excited about this book.
I am. It's a standalone, and it takes place on Isle of Palm, Sullivan's Island. But if for all those who have read the Beach House series, it will continue the saga. And actually, that cover, the reason I raised my arms is that for anyone who's local and they go to the Isle of Palms over the connector, they know when they reach the top, they get to the apex and they see the ocean. And you just feel like, woohoo, I'm there. I'm there.
And we haven't been feeling a lot of that lately, have we?
No, not at all.
So definitely, I think this time right now with the current situation, I think this book is a breath of fresh air coming to, especially in the Low Country, because it really does take you there.
It takes people to the beach, like you said. I think the word beach read implies escape now, more than ever before. It always did to some degree, but my books in particular take you right to the sea turtles are back, and the South Carolina Aquarium are major features of this particular book, as with most of my Beach House series. But this is, you're going to be on our beaches. So even though the beaches are closed, read the book, you'll be there.
Because when they open, we're going to be ready to go.
You know, words are so powerful. They can transport you. It's bibliotherapy, book therapy. So if you're feeling closed in, science has proved that bibliotherapy is a way of bringing comfort, support, education, and escape. And this book in particular, I think,
escape.
Do all of the above.
Well, your last book, you talked a lot about horses. Why did you choose turtles, loggerhead turtles?
Well, the turtles are my animal. That's my iconic species. And especially anytime, began with the Beach House. And every time I have something to say about the turtles or the shorebirds or dolphins that are particular to our beaches, I go back to this historic family, the Rutledge family of Charleston. And people identify with this family. They're downtown, but they have a home on Sullivan's and a home on Isle of Palms. The family's grown. Throughout the series, you get to know more, but it's really the primary character, Kara. And Kara and her mother are turtle ladies, just like me. I am a turtle lady for 20 years, Isle of Palms, Sullivan's Island, and we're still trying to get on the beach this summer. We haven't had our first nest. So this is my iconic animal. I know sea turtles. I work with them. I've rehabilitated them. I'm on the board of the aquarium. I'm on the board of the Leatherback Trust. So I think my reader promises that when I talk about it, I've been there. I know.
Well, I kind of connected a little bit with Kara when they were talking about wedding stuff and all, and big weddings, and the pressure you feel with things like that. I love how you have themes like that. Like, sometimes in your books, well, actually all the time, it's like you're not shoving it down people's throats on like, you need to get out there and you need to save the world, but you're kind of like, I guess, bringing it to their mind, right?
Well, yes, 100%. The story is about Carol, who's getting married for a second time. And she's like, she's older than you, Ashley, but she's 55. And she's really like, oh my gosh, am I too old to wear white and do all this? But he wants a big wedding and I love him, so I will. But there's that dis-ease of having to deal with the whole big wedding. Then there's the measles issue, which I think is parallel to what's going on today. It was another
crazy
disease that I know, it was very timely, but it disrupted their lives. It disrupted everyone. The wedding was canceled, so lives disrupted. And then there's Linnea, who comes back from California, 23, and she's, again, what's happening today. Your daughter comes home, she's out of work, she has no place to go, so she comes home. And it's the parents and there's supervision and the chafing between mother and daughter, a lot of mother-daughter. So all that is the story.
There's so
And
many
then
layers, I find.
it
with your
is,
books.
but woven against it is the parallel
Mhm.
of the see, I love the cycle of the sea turtles. They come, they lay the eggs, they leave, and another cycle begins.
And they always come
And
back,
that's how
right?
it is with this family and all of us. And I hope it's inspiring,
Mhm.
because right now, every time you see spring bloom or you see a turtle, it reminds us this will pass. This is cyclic.
What a
We will
great
get
way.
through
I
this.
love that. That's very calming. Well, before we head out, let's talk about Light One Candle. Tell us about it.
Thank you. In conjunction with all this, when I go on tour and I talk to people about climate change and people are feeling afraid, what can I do? That's the question. And I'm giving them answers, what you can light one candle. My daddy said to me when I wanted to save the world, Mary Alice, don't worry about the world, just light one candle. And what he was telling me is, what can you do in your own life? Think globally, act globally. What can you do? Don't worry about what everyone else is doing.
Accountability.
And so I started a group page. It's on my Facebook page, Mary Alice Monroe, author page. And it's a group, Light One Candle. And it's lots of people joining every day. And we're trying to support one another about what we can do. But also, I will talk about, without politics, no politics allowed. This is just about nature. I will vet the articles to make sure that if you're interested to know about our turtle team or what's going on with butterflies or any of the subjects that I'd write about, we can have articles and share. It feels good to light one candle.
And you love science. You love research and things like that.
I do. And yet I realize that that's not point, like you said earlier, not to point the finger. I think every book I write is lighting a candle. It's like telling through the power of story to be an inspiration. And that's what my books are. And I want this page to be an inspiration. Hey, have I got a great straw for you? Look at this great Pirate's bowl I just found on sale. You know?
Yeah,
like
I love that. Well, you are definitely an inspiration here in the Low Country. And thank you so much again for coming on. And don't forget, on Ocean Boulevard, can you see it?
Yes, May 19th.
May 19th, go out and get your copy. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
More
you.
Living
Bye.
Local is coming your
Thank
way,
you.
so stay tuned. We'll be right back.